What's up, everyone? Coach Tony here. In this training, we're going to talk about the high school's junior spring semester action plan. We're recording this at the end of the fall semester, so this call is perfect if you are a junior family preparing for the spring semester. If you're not a junior and you're a freshman or sophomore, there's something to anticipate because it is going to be one of the more important semesters across your 8 semesters in high school. My name is Coach Tony. I'm a former UC Berkeley admissions reader myself, former UCLA outreach director. The last 16 years, our team and I, we've helped families navigate the college admissions process effectively as well too. So that's kind of what this call to be, just to kind of hopefully demystify some things, give you guys some guidance help you guys out with this process. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start sharing my screen. So those who are joining me live on Zoom, we're going live on Zoom and on Facebook right now. If you guys can see my screen, drop a quick little yes in the chat so I make sure we are sharing the right tab, right screen as well too, so we don't mess up this way. One time I read a training and we shared the wrong screen the whole day, and it was terrible. It was bad. It was very bad. Right. So cool. Yes is in the chat. We are good. Let's go ahead and dive straight. And really quick in the chat too. Are anyone here juniors? If you're watching this live, are you a junior? Drop 11 in the chat if you're a junior. If you're not a junior, feel free to share as well too. Your grade 9, 10, 12th graders if you're watching this as well too, or any younger or older. Feel free to share in the chat. We do have a lot of 11th graders. Thank you everyone for sharing that as well. We have a few 10th as well too. Very nice, cool, awesome. So welcome everyone. Let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so in this training, we're gonna focus on a few things today, right? So the first thing, spring semester is really, really important. Again, this doc I'll make available within like 24 hours of this call being live as well. So the reason why this semester is really, really important, it's the last set of academic grades that you can kind of share, right, on your transcripts. A lot of the colleges, when they see your senior year, they only see planned schedule. They won't see your actual classes, the actual grades that you're going to get. They're going to see your planned classes. Of course, some schools may ask for a mid-semester grade, so they may see that. But for most schools, they actually don't do that. So keep in mind your spring semester of junior is pretty much one of the last few grades that they'll see. That's why you want to make sure it's really important over here. Okay. Next thing, why this is very important is this is like the foundation for your story. For a lot of students, you're about to prepare and work on your college essays, right? So it's a very big component of the process. I would even argue this is actually one of the largest components of the process itself. You hear there's going to be your academics, your activities, and your application process itself. The academics, I would argue that's the least important. Activities is more important. The most important part is the application itself, so the essays that you're going to write. So that's why it's a very important time, important session. And the last part here is your last chance to be proactive rather than reactive. A lot of families, a lot of seniors right now, right? They're stressing out. They're trying to get their essays finished right now with like a week, 2 weeks to go as well too. Yeah, if you are starting early enough, you're able to prepare for a lot of this. You don't have to wait till the very end, right? People talk about juggling school with all these extra things. Why stress about doing that? Because you guys are starting early. Go definitely just start early, right? Start early, get your things done earlier so you don't have to stress about a lot of these things that will come up along the journey over here. Okay. So before we actually dive into, we kind of broke down a month by month kind of checklist for you guys. So those who are junior, you can just follow the checklist. But for in general, a few concepts to understand. Okay. So the first concept to understand as you navigate, this is actually good for all the grades, not just juniors. Number one, rigor is very, very important, right? Rigor, we call it one of our non-negotiables. The rigor is the difficulty of your schedule is going to be the key, right? So for those of you taking AP level courses, IB level courses, or even college level, we are huge fans of dual enrollment. If you want more information, we have tons of training videos on dual enrollment specifically, but dual enrollment is one of my favorites. Honors does count as rigor, but not every school will recognize it is the key, right? Keep that in mind. Because we cross state lines, some people actually might not recognize your AP level courses is the key. So I'll tell you, your honors level courses is the key. So that's why we recommend AP, IB dual enrollment. Across state lines, they still recognize it. Across schools, they will recognize it as a rigored course. course. That's why rigor is the most important. This is, again, one of the last opportunities to stick something in. Again, keep in mind, some of you guys are like, hey, Coach Tony, right? In 11th grade, I'm very locked into my APs, my IBs for the year. I'm like, yes, but in theory, you could add in your dual enrollment for spring semesters. Actually, if you're watching this live in the month of November, this month is going to be your open enrollment for spring dual enrollment courses. Dual enrollment is offered semester by semester. So spring semester is out now. If you guys want to register for spring semester, now is the time to get started on that for the spring semester over here. Okay, so that's going to be the first one. Number two, we call this the 30-hour rule, right? So we tell our students, again, especially if you're aiming for these more competitive colleges, the Ivies, these top state schools, we tell students you want to aim for around 20 or 30 hours of activities per week. That's kind of number that we like to say. You're like, holy moly, it's a lot of hours as well too, right? Breaking it down a little bit, right? 20, 30 hours activities. First off, activities, people think as what did I do, right? Which, yes, you probably counted sports under here, summer programs, internships, volunteer. Yes, these are all activities. But something else you can also consider is activities is how you spend your time. If you have hobbies, that counts as activity hours. If you have responsibilities, taking care of a sibling, taking care of grandparents, that's also an activity. So activities is how you spend your time rather than just what did you do, right? So again, our goal is to spend, again, say if you're a junior, you don't have a lot, this is the one thing I would highly encourage you. The activities is going to trump your academic section as well too. So make sure this is really strong. When it comes to I call them the two buckets, right? When it comes to making up these 20, 30 hours a week, there's two buckets you want to demonstrate. The first bucket, I call it tasting your major, right? So tasting your major is working on activities that is related to your major. If you're interested in engineering, maybe doing robotics as well too, right? If you're interested in medicine, maybe shadowing a doctor, volunteering at a doctor's office as well too. If you're interested in poli-sci, one of our students I talked to earlier today, right, was interested in poli-sci, she's gonna probably do an internship with a senator as well too. So doing things within the context of your major, we call that tasting your major. Reason why, little spoilers, one of the essay questions next year is going to ask you, why do you want to be your major? This is why we do it. We do this so that we can answer that question. I want to be this major, not because in the future I want to do this. You want to say, because in the past I've done these and I want to continue doing this when I come to college. That's kind of the first one. And the second one is personal interest, right? Because again, if all you do, if you're in engineering, is engineering things, you look like every other engineer. If all you did as a computer science student is program, hackathons, coding things, you look like everyone else, right? In this world of standing out doesn't mean doing one thing exceptionally well. Standing out meaning how do you look different than everyone else? Meaning, yes, you do the computer science stuff for a computer science student, but what else are you doing? For example, do you also volunteer? Do you also play sports? This example here on the screen, do you play guitar? Do you do other things not related to the major itself? Because that shows who you are outside of that. I always tell it's like a Venn diagram. If you think about it, like a overlapping circles, right? You want to be unique, to stand out. You don't just want to be one special person, because it's hard to be a special person today. You want to have a lot of overlapping circles so that your middle circle is super, super, super tiny. And the tinier it is, the more unique you'll naturally be, right? So that's kind of the key. We call this the 30-hour rule for our students, right? Next thing, this is also a big time for leadership and growth as well too, right? Right around the corner, people are going to be electing roles for next year. Again, the colleges will see what's going to happen next year. So you don't ignore senior year. They're going to see, hey, what roles of leadership did you get? What was your progression over the years as well too? That's going to be something to make sure you guys focus on, is the depth and the leadership. Right? Do you want to do some things really well? They just do a lot of random things. If you have like a checklist of things that you do, but you don't do much in each of them, that's not going to be super useful for you guys here. And the last one is probably the big one. I would say authenticity is your superpower. The goal is not to be perfect. A lot of people think that way. They're like, oh, I need to be the best. I need to have the perfect resume. No. No one's perfect. No matter how impressive you think you are, I probably know students that are probably better looking than what you have so far. So the purpose isn't to be perfect. The goal is to be authentic to you, because in this game, right, talk about computer science. If I ask all the computer science kids who here codes, I bet you everyone's going to raise their hand. Who here does a hackathon? So a lot of them will raise their hands, right? When it comes to these things, everyone's doing the same thing. When I ask you who's doing sports, a lot of hands will raise up. So in terms of the things that you do, you can't really stand out that way. But where you stand out is who you are, who the student is. Again, all of us, I think someone mentioned like to be a human is like a really, really, really impossible odds, to 100 trillion to one or something, some really, really crazy stat to be a human. Don't you think that's super unique? That's super standout, super special. So the key of these essays, key of all this, is to focus on who you are as a person rather than like, here's what I did, is going to be the key. Okay, so we tell our students, try to be as authentic to who you are as a person over just the things that you've done. Okay, so that's kind of the four principles I have you guys kind of, as you guys make decisions this upcoming quarter, keep all this upcoming semester, keep all these in mind. Okay, but let's go ahead and dive into a quick little month by month action plan for you guys. If you guys are a junior, again, it's a junior is kind of made for you guys as well too. So this is January. So if you're watching this live, we are recording this in the month of November. So finish strong this semester, but this is be in a few months from now, January, right? We're nicknaming that month the fresh start. So in this month, there's a few things, right? First off, when it comes to academics, right? One thing you can do, you want to start your semester strong. Meaning, again, grades don't magically go up and down, right? Everyone starts at a high grade and it slowly teeters down over the years if your grades dip, is the key. So you can track it going down. When students tell me, oh, I randomly had a bad grade, I'm like, no. If you track your thing every day, you'll see your numbers go down. It's like parents when you check your bank account, right? If you check it every single day, you'll notice when it goes up or down every single day. So again, same thing with the grades. You want to monitor it so that you can see, is it going up? Is it going down? If it's going down, is it going down fast? If it's going down fast, how do we bump it up? How do we keep it steady at the A level as well? You want to keep your grades as strong as you can, right? Number two, we also tell students, hey, look for dual enrollment if you haven't done so already. Again, most classes might be full at this time as well too, but right? Most likely full, but there might be a few classes left to take. One little pro tip here, if you are going to take a college level course, double check the professor. Some people will get mad at me like, Coach Tony, you told me to take a class, my child took it, they are stressing out in that class. I'm like, hold on, did you do it correctly? It means you take a class at the community college. Number two, you need to check the professors who are teaching the class, right? There's a website called ratemyprofessors.com. If you go there, you'll be able to find professors that are rated 5 stars, 1-star difficulty. So your goal is to try to find easier professors. If you find a teacher with a low rating, high difficulty, that's on you. That's on you guys. That class is going to be a little tougher as well too. But our goal is how do we kind of fulfill this as easy as we can, okay? Next one, testing, right? So when it comes to testing, you try to evaluate. In today's world, right, there's 3 types of schools. There are schools that are test required, test optional, and test blind. If you are going to a test blind or applying to test blind schools only, for example, you're applying to UCs or Cal States, these 2 schools are completely test blind, do not care about test scores, then I would skip it. This is kind of irrelevant. Your needs 0, right? Moving on. However, if you're applying to test required schools, then we have to do it. We have to take it no matter what. So you want to do the best we can. The bucket where most students will probably stay in, though, is going to be the middle bucket. We call it the test optional bucket. This one, you have a choice. Do you take it? Do you not take it? Usually for our families, we like to recommend if you can score within a 50th to 75th percentile, that's going to help you out. If you can't get within that range and the school's optional, skip it. It's not even worth your time to study because there's other areas that are more important to get right than this. However, again, if you're applying test required, we have no choice. We need to make sure that we do this to submit to the schools there. That's the testing. Next one is the activities, right? Now we want to do a quick little audit. You want to figure out where am I spending my time currently? And again, I have a good like 8 months, 9 months from now before I submit my apps, right? Or even a little later for some of the UC schools, right? To my apps, what can I do between now and then? and what can I plan to do for next year as well, because next year still counts as well too. So now's a good time to do a quick little pause and a quick little audit here, and that's the month of January. Okay, moving over to February, right? So when it comes to February, a few things to consider. First one, summer plans, right? You should have started this earlier, but if not, summer programs are due in February and March. So especially the competitive ones. So definitely start applying. We actually have a lot of our students start working with us this month, next month on these programs as well too, to be ready for the February, March deadlines. Again, start looking at them now, start applying to them. Some of these programs have it, you apply early, the fees are less as well too. So that's gonna be something over here for you guys, right? The summer plans. Next thing is going to be testing, right? So again, seeing if you should or need to take a test. It makes it make sure you register if you haven't done so already. These tests are in April, May, June time. Again, we like to prefer try not to take anything in senior year. You're already stressed out with your apps and everything anyways. Why add one more thing to the plate? So try to finish most of your exams before the end of the year if possible. And at this time also, we're going to start having you guys start thinking about the college list, right? Try pulling, we call it the long list, just a bunch of schools, right? A bunch of schools that kind of sound cool to you, throw them on a list as well too. Start narrowing them down early, right? The mistake a lot of people do is they wait too long. And again, this is where you're like, oh no, I gotta do this app. Oh no, I gotta do this as well too. And you end up doing, you add more work to yourself. At this stage, try to put a bunch of schools that interest you, right? The schools that you've been thinking of these last few years. Start doing some research to figure out what schools match you. And again, when it comes to match, don't just look for top schools for a blank as well too, right? Your major can change. What if you go to a school for business and you change, you want to do business, and you're at, yeah, and you might be at a school you don't care about. So look for the school, right? You're gonna stay at the school. You might change your majors, but you don't really change schools. That's the big thing to keep in mind, right? So make sure you're happy at the school there specifically is the key. Okay, so that's gonna be the college list. Start thinking about that. Okay. Then we move on to March. March is the end of Q1. A few things over here. First thing you want to do, this is the mid-semester point of your grades. So double check your grades. Again, there's no surprise. You don't say, oh no, I randomly got a C. No, 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 that doesn't happen. You saw your grades dipping all the way down. So you try to catch it so you can. So again, mid-semester, the more frequent you check something, the better it's going to be, right? So that's going to be the first one. Second one, senior course selection, right? Now you should be setting up classes for senior year. The key is very, very important. The rigor is absolutely the most important. Most colleges will not see your grades next year. Some may, but most won't. But they will rely mainly based on the rigor of your schedule. So you want to make sure the rigor of your schedule is as comprehensive as you can. When it comes to college, the reason why we started listing our schools, now you want to start checking them out, right? Do you have to visit them all? You don't have to. I know some parents do during this month. This is like spring break month, so a lot of families like to travel, see the schools as well. Once you've been to one or two schools, they all look the same as well too. So that's the big one. You can always attend the school virtually, kind of see the campus, see how that is there. I think post 2020, a lot of the virtual tours are pretty good now as well. The other thing is demonstrating interest for the schools. Keep in mind, some of the bigger schools might not track this as hard as much of the smaller schools. The small schools, because they're smaller, they can kind of track this and like, did you register for the trainings? Did you do this with us as well too? That's gonna be the college research factor itself, right? As we go into April, it starts to get a little serious. You see, this is like a little big for us as well too. So first thing, when it comes to academics, this is the month before your AP exams. AP exams and IB exams for everyone is in the month of May. So now is when everyone starts to focus and starts to study for these exams as well too. When it comes to extracurriculars, you want to finalize your leadership, right? Either for this year or for the following year, if it's most likely as well too. There's usually some elections happening during this time, some nominations happening. So definitely, you want to put yourself in the running if that's something you guys want to do. Something else to try to do by now also is try to lock in your summer plans. What is your plan for summer? What are you going to do? Because it's not stressful if you have everything planned out. It's only stressful when you have no clue and you're just taking life one at a time is the thing, right? So then confirm what you're gonna do and do the things is the thing here. Again, keep in mind, for a lot of students, you'll be working on your essays during the summer, so make sure you count time for this as well too. And something I'll share also for families in our coaching program, families looking to join our coaching program in the month of April, a little bit into May as well too. We'll be doing two special calls with our juniors. First call is a college list call. We basically help you finalize your college list, right? Help you figure out your reach, your target, your safety schools, as well as the major recommendations, the best major that you should be applying to for each of these schools, number one. Then the second one is going to be your essay brainstorm call. So once we have your college list, we know what schools you're applying to, we know what essay prompts you need to answer. Then we're going to help you figure out here's the topics we should be focused on based on you, based on your coach knowing you best to help you figure out what topics to write about in each of your essays over here, right? So we do this early. And in a little bit, I explain why, right? So this is the big thing we do. Start in the month of April and May, we start our process a little earlier. You'll notice in a little bit, we like to start early so that our students can finish early is the key, okay? In the month of May, right? The month of May as well too, there's a few things you guys should be doing as well. When it comes to academics, final exams, right? Make sure you do good in final exams. This is the same time I'm also going to put here APs, right? AP, IB, and final exams as well too, right? So this is the same thing. Your AP exams are this month, your IB exams this month as well too, and your finals. Make sure you do really well because again, this is the last set of grades that they'll see. Again, spoilers. They will also see summer grades if you do take summer classes, which I do recommend as well too. But at least for the AP and IB, this is your last set of scores that they'll see as well too. And something else this month, you should start looking for letters of recommendation. People wait too long till next year, 12th grade to do this. We highly recommend you start a little earlier, right? So at the end of junior year, you want to reach out to your teachers and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so, because realistically, you probably won't ask a senior teacher who you just met them, how strong of a letter can they write for you if they just met you for like a month, 2 months? Not much, right? But probably your 11th grade teachers or even your ninth or 10th grade teachers have known you for pretty long by now that they can probably write you a strong letter. And that's the key. The name of the teacher doesn't matter. I don't care if they're department head, fancy title, doctor title. They're kind of irrelevant. And the best person who can write it is someone who knows you best. That's the key. Okay, so identifying them, see if they can ask them permission first. Don't just assume they're gonna say yes. Some people might say no, right? Assume, and once you ask, then you'll give them a brag sheet of things about who you are to prepare. Also, a little tip here, I would also let them know you'll give them more information in the fall time because again, we haven't gone there yet. There's still things to be done later on. Again, we do have a full training, I believe, on letters of recommendation. If you guys want to check that out, we teach exactly when to ask them, how to ask them, what to give them, and a little trick about what to tell them what to write as well too. We have that in the other training if you guys need that as well. Okay. So that is pretty much the timeline that we have here for you guys as a junior. So we have one more final piece today, which is like the quick little invitation. Those who have been following us for a while, one of our signature events that we do is something we call the College Application Intensive. It's a way to help you guys write and finish your essays for the juniors, the current juniors right now. So we will share that. But before we do that, any questions? So I want to pause real fast before we talk about that. Any questions about anything so far? Someone's asking, does your grades count? I think they meant over summer. So yeah, so basically when it comes to your grades, right, they're going to be seeing all the grades. So again, for those who are applying to UC schools, you're thinking, oh, they only look at my 10th, 11th grade. Wrong. They will see ninth grade grades too. It's just they'll use the calculation for the UC GPA between summer after ninth to the summer after 11th. That's what the GPA calculation is for. And then they're going to do that for UC GPA. But for a lot of other schools, they look at everything, right? They look at every single thing that you're working on as well too over here. Okay. Someone's here over on Facebook. I noticed that UCSD lists 100% of their acceptance being top 10. How true is that? Could be true, right? Again, keep in mind, it's never, nothing is ever 100% super accurate. It could be that as well too, or it could be 99 point something something. I'm assuming what you're referring to is top 10% of their school or top 10% of the state as well too. I have to double check that is the factual things. But again, could it be true? It could be true. Again, these schools are very competitive, especially if you think about the UCs. I was talking to a dad the other day. I was like, do you know? Because they were trying to go to UCI, and I think it's all kind of one of those whatever schools, right? Oh, it's whatever. I'm like, okay, let's put this in perspective. Does anyone in the chat, for those who are here live, how many applicants did UCI get last year? UC Irvine. How many applications did UC Irvine get? Go ahead and drop in the chat as well. We can compare your best guesses with this as well. Someone here said 50,000. Okay. I think it's a little higher. I think it's a little higher as well too, right? Someone said 70, right? UCI applicants number. UCI last year had, UCI 149,000 applications. 150,000 people applied for a small bit of spots is the key there, right? So these are very, very competitive is the key. So again, we definitely want to do well because again, it's definitely a little tough to get into some of these schools. So when you say that like, hey, UCSD takes not a lot, it makes sense. It makes sense why they don't take a lot because they're trying to get the best for their schools. Okay. Cool, cool. Someone says here about another GPA question in the chat. There are 4 GPAs for them. What's the difference between them? What the UCs care the most? So as a UC reader, right, former reader myself, again, we see the UC GPA on your transcript or on the report as well too. What's the UC GPA? It's A through G courses only, right? So not electives or anything else. Only A through G between summer after 9th, summer after 11th with a 4-point cap in 10th grade, 8-point cap in 10th, 11th grade. What does that mean? That means if you took, let's say, 2 APs in sophomore year, 2 APs junior year, you're maxing out what you could have done. Again, not fair because what if you take more than that? It won't count, right? So the big mistake people do is they're like, oh, let me only take 2 because the other ones don't count. Why make life harder for ourselves? That's a huge mistake. Don't do that, right? The big thing that I, as a reader, I'm looking for is rigor of your schedule, meaning did you challenge yourself the best you could? And the second thing is going to be grade trends. How well did you do in these classes as well too? So while we see the UC GPA, I tell families ignore that. That's why I keep saying with every training I do, ignore GPA, ignore GPA, ignore GPA, because again, all of you can keep gravitating towards this number. Focus more on the grade trends. What was the trend of the grades over years? And the rigor, how difficult was your schedule? Because I want to know, can you handle the workload at our school? That's going to be the key. Okay. And that's why reason I say don't do GPA, there's tons of numbers out there you can get mixed up really quickly. Okay. Cool. Awesome. Last thing on this training is an invitation. So those of you who are class of 2027, listen up. It's a quick little 5 minutes as well too. This may be a chance to help you guys save some money as well too. So we're opening up our college application intensive for Black Friday. We kick it off every Black Friday. It goes and every year sells out. People get angry, but I'm like, I have been posting this for, so I make sure to go live everywhere so no one can get mad at me that I launched it as well too on this day. You snooze, you lose, right? So our college application intensive is a way for us to help accelerate the college writing process for our students to help them write their essays. Historically, if you've been following us for a while, it has evolved. It's evolved over the years. We used to run it as a 2-day event. It became a 3-day event, like this past year, a 1-day plus a 2-day event as well too. And it's really good. Parents love it. You can check out reviews. Tons of 5 stars for this event as well too. However, the one thing that we noticed, a lot of the feedback that we got, because we were really big on one of our core values, continuous improvement. One of the feedback we got, like, man, I wish I had more time with the coaches. Man, I wish it was a little longer. Right? I kept hearing that, and it was not just one, it was a lot of people who asked that as well too. So our team this past year, we let's just kind of reset the board a little bit. Let's figure out how can we make this experience better. And the big thing, everyone, we had a little test group this past year. We asked, hey, what type of format do we care the most? And what's the big goal? And I think a lot of the parents and the students, I want to be done, right? So that's the overwhelming thing. How do we get students done. And for the 2-day, 3-day workshops, some students finished, but a lot didn't. So for us, how do we get people to done? So we reimagined this event for this year. So for our 2027 students, right? College Applicant Intensive has evolved from a 2-day, 3 event to now a 6-week event program, right? So in 6 weeks, you guys can kind of read this as well too. But the issue is that students can't get it done. They're still stressing out, getting all this stuff done late into this season. So our college app intensive for the 2027 class is going to be a 6-week event. Every single week is structured, right? Every single week there's going to be a self-paced video lesson. I'll be teaching it this year as well too. So I'll teach you guys how to create, how to open the app accounts, how to write the different essays, how to write the activity list, different tutorial videos for the students to review going into the event. Number 2, each week, there's going to be a group coaching call. They're going to debrief about the weekly call each week, and we put students in small groups, so if they have any questions, they can ask. And I bet you, if you had that question, other students are probably going to ask it or listen in to hear about you that as well too. So that's included every week. And then for 6 weeks, we have 2 dedicated edits for your essays. The first edit every single week is a live one-on-one coaching call with the editors. They're going to be sitting with you. They'll be going through your edits line by line, going through everything to help you, give you feedback on what to work on next in your essays. And each week you'll be submitting your essays to our team. We're going to edit it for you as well too. So you get 2 rounds of edits every single week for 6 weeks straight. By the time that you finish the event, right, you'll see here, by the time you finish the event, you should be done or close to done with all of your essays over here, okay? So what we'll do, one, we'll help work on your personal statements. A lot of our students will be applying to early action, early decision schools. We want to make sure your personal statements are completed. Number 2, students applying to the UC schools. Our goal is to get your UC essays completed as well too. Number 3, for those applying to early action, these schools have supplemental questions or essays and stuff. We want to help get you those done as well too. If you finish early, we can work on your regular decision schools of like the other things as well too. So your goal is as far as you can. The goal is structure. You have a structured approach every single week to get you done or close to done as fast as we can here. This upcoming quarter, we're going to have, the upcoming year, we have 2 cohorts if you guys want to join it. They're 6 weeks long. We do it after AP exam, so you guys have to stress out about that. After APM, the first cohort starts in mid-May. The second one starts at the end of June. It's a 6-week journey to help you guys go from now all the way to the very end. Before you attend these 2 events, you will be having a college list call with our team to help you finalize your college list of reach, target, safety goals. And the second one is to help you finalize your essay topic. So you know what topic you'll be writing about as well too. So we start right away. There's no need to kind of spend time thinking and trying to figure out what to do. We know exactly going in what we should be working on over here. If you guys are interested in getting started for this event, the pricing, right? If you are one of our coaching families, you're in our Advantage, Blueprint, Plus, Pro, Concierge programs, there's no cost. There's no deposit this year. It's good, free. You should have gotten an email. If you haven't gotten an email yet, definitely please reach out to our team, support@egelloC.com. We sent it yesterday. We gave you guys already first dibs. So definitely register, sign up. It's already included with your program. For students in our Blueprint Lite program, this is not included in your program, but you can purchase it. If you want to purchase it, it's $2,500 for the 6-week session and everything that includes there with the college list call and the essay list call. And for public, same thing, it's $2,500 for you guys as well too. Includes the college list, includes the essay brainstorm, 6 weeks of the lesson videos, group calls, 101, 6 101s, and 6 acing edits as well too. The reason why I'm sharing it now is we are launching, this is our Black Friday. So for 2027 students, you guys get the advantage. If you guys do want to get started on Black Friday only, it's only going to be $1,500 to set up for all 6 weeks with all the things I mentioned earlier. Right after Black Friday, the day after, it bumps up to $2,000, and after starting March beyond, it's going back to $2,500. So it's basically like a early bird gets the worm kind of method as well too. So if you guys are interested in getting this special link for Black Friday, However you found this training as well too. If you're here on Zoom, text, email, text us back, say you're interested in the CAI, and our team will send you the early access link for that as well too. If you watch us on Zoom, on YouTube, let me know. Oh, actually, YouTube, not YouTube, Facebook, let me know in the chat. I'll send you a private DM and we'll get you guys started as well too. Okay, so that's it. That is our little thing for you guys in case you guys were interested. We are officially launched verbally, publicly as well too. Spots will go live. Coaching students, please register. If you're part of our coaching family, please register ASAP so you guys get first dibs of the weekends of your preferred dates, and we'll open up to everyone else on Black Friday itself. Okay. Someone asked here, is the bootcamp online or in person or both? Well, it depends. So this year we're doing it all remote virtually to give you more. The thing with the in-person is that it was great to see the students in person, but because of the size and the coaches, we didn't get to talk as much to the students, right? Is a thing. So we get a little session with them during AM, PM, AM, PM. This way they get like, I think we did the math, like they're like almost a 10x return on more time that you get with our team face to face in this format here is the key. Okay. Another question here, non-event related, back to the thing. How do you see the most cautious view a student's transcript that has no APs but concurrent enrollment? I'm a huge fan of dual enrollment. So dual enrollment counts, right, as like a rigored course. So if you took like a dual enrollment class, right, that one semester would count as a full year AP on paper is the key. I'm a big fan of it. I like it. So too is the key. But again, keep in mind the math still exists. If let's say a top student's taking 4 APs, I would also expect you to take like 4 concurrent enrollment classes that year to kind of match that rigor as well. Okay, cool. That is pretty much it for me today, everyone. So again, thank you for tuning in today with me, and I will see you guys on the next call.